This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, all. Welcome back. Sorry for the late. So I got a call from US, some client call. Okay, so let us start quickly. So we are working on some commands, right? Linux commands. Yeah. So today we execute some commands, important commands, deployment commands, and other important commands we can work on. Okay. From tomorrow, we'll start working on DevOps. Yeah. Let us start our server. So host name, we can change the host name here. First, we can switch to root, sudo su hyphen, and host name Linux server. Execute bash. Fine. Hope everyone able to see my screen, right? So screen visibility on the everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Fine. So font size increase. Let us increase the font size to 16. Fine. So next command here is, so we can execute, so which is very important, which is a find command, find. For example, if you want to search anything, so normally in Windows, what we will do, simply we'll put that word and we can search that. The same way here also, if you want to search anything, okay, so how can we search that? So command here is find space slash space hyphen name So you can give some name here. Sudoers. See here. So for example, I want to search this sudoers. Okay. So how can we give that? Find space slash name sudoers. So it will find like this slash etc slash sudoers like this. Okay. Also, if you want to search any other word, context.xml. It is not there. Okay. So normally web server, Apache Tomcat, we can create this file. So here it is not available. So now password, you can check like this. See here, these are the password file /etc/password /etc pam.d password, okay, /user bin pass, like this. So whatever password files are available, those will pick this and it will show you when we use this command, find command. Okay, so normally, so while working on some production issues, if you want to check the particular file, we can use this command, find command. Okay, next one is, so we have some important set of commands, so which are like file permissions. So we have file permissions command, file permissions. In google.com. So how we give the file permissions to files? Okay, so in file permissions, file permissions are applied on 3 levels. File permissions are applied on file permissions are applied on 3 levels. So what are those? First one is owner level, owner or user level. Second one is group level. And third one is others level. So if you want to apply any permissions to the file, so these are the 3 levels we have: owner or user level, group level, others level. Okay, and also we have 3 modes, access modes. Access modes are 3 types. What are those? First one is R. R means read only. Second one is W. W means write or edit or delete or append. Third one is X. X means execute. Execute or run a command. So these are the file permissions are three levels, and access modes are 3 types. Fine. So how can we apply permissions to the file? So we'll try to understand. So for example, let us go to console here. Control Z to stop this. Okay. Now, if you check ls here, so these are the files available yesterday we created, right? So now, if you want to check the file with the details, long listing, we can call it as a long listing. So we are checking these files, but I want to check file 1 full details. Okay, command here is ls-l file 1. So if you give like this, it will show you complete details about file 1. See here. So when this file is created, okay, and what are the permissions available? See here. First three octets we can call it as owner level or user level. So what we mention here, owner level or user level, first three octets. And next one is, this is group level. Next one is others level. So user or owner level for this file, read and write access. Group level, only read-only access. Others level, only read-only access. R means what? Read-only, right? W means write. Execute means X, right? So means owner or user level, we have read and write permissions. Group level, read-only. Others level, read-only permissions. Now, I want to change these permissions. For this file, I want to change this permissions. So for which command here is chmod space r equal to r, already read write permissions are there, right? rwx, I want to give full permissions to owner level. Okay, next one is comma. Okay, so r kadandi, so ikkada, so we need to give user level or owner level. So we need to give. Next one is comma group level. G equal to RW. RW means read and write. Comma others level. O equal to RW. So what I'm doing here. So earlier we have read write access for user and owner, and read only access for group level, and read only access for others level. Now I'm modifying into user level RWX, read write X, and group level read and write, others level read and write. Okay, enter here. Okay, file name, we need to give file name, right? Space file1. Okay, now if you go and check here, ls-l file name, see here, owner level or user level read write X, group level read write, others level read write. Okay, so we modified into different way. So, and also if you want to give only read only access for all the levels, so user equal to R, group equal to R, others equal to R, and file name. Enter. Now we can check ls-l and file name. See here, we give read only access for all the levels, user, group, others. Okay, the same way, if you want to give full permissions, you can apply full permissions. User RWX, group also RWX, others also we can give RWX, and file name. Enter. So now we can check this file. See here, user level read write X, group level read write X, others level read write X. So all the levels we give full permissions. Okay, like this we can apply permissions to the files. This is one method. Okay, so second method also there in the file permissions, which is absolute method. Second method is absolute method. So what it is, we'll try to understand. Second method is absolute method. So in this absolute method, what we will do, so instead of giving RWX, we use numbers. So read permissions means R, right? Write permissions means W. Execute permissions means X. Instead of giving this RWX, we use some numbers. What are those? How to use that? We'll try to understand. So here, read means, first one read means read equal to 4. Write equal to 2. And third one, execute equal to 1. Means in place of this, we can use numbers, these numbers. Read means 4, write means 2, execute means 1. For example, if you want to give read and write permissions, what we can do here? I want to give read and write permissions. So in this case, 6, right? Correct. So read and write means 4 plus 2, 6. We can give 6. So if you want to give full permissions, 7. 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7. We can give 7, right? How can we apply these permissions to file? Using absolute method. So we'll try to understand. So clear the screen. Yeah. chmod. Yeah. Let us check ls-l. So currently we gave full permissions to the file, this file. File 1 having full permissions. Now I want to modify into different way. Okay. So in this case, what I will do, command here is chmod space. Okay. So here I want to give read-only permissions for all the levels. Okay. 444 and file name. File 1. Enter. Now if you check ls-l and file name, see here, user level, read-only permissions, group level, read-only permissions, others level, read-only permissions we have. Right? So now what I will do, I want to modify into different way, which is, so user level, I want to modify into read and write. So group level also read and write. Others level, I want to give execute permissions. So in this case, what I will do, so read write means 4 plus 2, right? Read is 4, write is 2. If you want to give read write permissions, 4 plus 2, 6. And group level also I want to give 6. Others level I want to give 1. 1 means execute. Okay. Enter. Now if you check this ls-l, see here. User level or owner level we give read write. Group level we give read write. Others level we give execute. The same way if you want to give full permissions, 777. 4 plus 2 plus 1. 777 and file name. Enter. Now if you check the file, see here. User level or owner level, read write X. Group level, read write X. Others level also, read write X. So like this, we can apply permissions using absolute method. If any file you want to apply some permissions, we can apply like this. Okay. So this is very, very important, file permissions. And next one is deployment commands. We'll try to understand deployment commands. Yeah. For example, if you want to deploy any package, so we discussed already Debian family, Red Hat family, right? So in Debian family, what are the flavors are available? Debian family. Ubuntu, Fedora, AV Linux, GRML. So these are the popular flavors. Still we have so many flavors. And the Red Hat family, what are the flavors available in Red Hat family?
RHL, CentOS,
Yeah, CentOS, SUSE Linux, and Amazon Linux. So still we have so many flavors. These are the popular flavors, right? So when we use in Debian family, if you want to deploy any application, what is the command we use?
apt-get,
Apt-get, right? So in the Red Hat family, What is the
Yum.
command we used?
Yum
Command. Fine. So these are the commands we use in these two families, Debian family, Red Hat family. So currently we are using Amazon Linux Mission, which is Red Hat family, right? So that we use yum command. So now I want to install some package here using yum command. Yum, before installing any package into Linux Mission, first we need to update internal repository. Every Linux Mission will have internal repository. That we need to update first, okay? Yum update. First we need to update this. So it is updating internal repository. Right? So we have updated internal repository. So after that, I want to install Git here. Okay. Yum install Git, git Git. Now Git is installing. So where this package, where the package is available? So the package is available internally inside of the Linux machine only. From there it is installing. Right? Now I want to install yum install Ansible. Yeah. So Ansible command has been changed. This is the command. This is the latest command. So we can use this command. Enter. Now Ansible is installing. Yes. So Ansible is required Python. First it will install Python. After that it will install Ansible. Okay. So now, so once we install the package, if you want to check that, okay. So Ansible space -- version. See here, this is the Ansible. This is Python. Right? So next one. So normally whatever packages are available inside of the Linux machine, those we can install happily. So but whatever packages are not available inside of the Linux machine, how can we install that? First we need to download that package into our local, our Linux machine. After that we can install or deploy the application, or we can start the service and we can access the application. Right? So for example, Apache Tomcat, which is not available inside of our repository. So if you want to download that, so go to browser, download Apache Tomcat. Okay, this is Apache Tomcat. Click on this. So 8 version, I want to download 8 version, Apache Tomcat 8. So tar file. So normally when you want to download any file in Windows, so if you double click on it, it will be, once you double click on this, it will be downloaded. So but whereas Linux Mission, if you want to download into Linux Mission, so what we can do here, how can we download this?
We need to copy that link and paste in the.
Yeah, correct. So normally what we will do, so right click on this tar file, copy link address, go to console, command here is wget and URL, enter. Now this is downloading into your local. Right? Now if you check ls here, list files and directories, see here, Apache Tomcat is downloaded. But this is a tar file. So we need to untar this file. Okay. So if you want to untar this file, command here is tar space -xvzdf. xvzdf and package name. Just type APA and use tab. Click on tab, automatically it will take the name, full name. Okay, enter. Now this is untar. Now if you check ls here, this is untar. Now we can start the service, Apache Tomcat service, and we can access from browser. Okay, so like this we can access our application. We can download external applications. Whatever applications are not available inside of your Linux machine, whatever packages are not available, that we can download from internet, and we can extract that and we can use that. Fine. And next one is next command. So for example, in Ansible, we create some users in Ansible, Kubernetes, and Jenkins also we create some users. Okay, so how to create user and how to provide permissions to the user. So we'll try to understand. So I want to create one user now. So for which command here is user add. User add username. I'm giving Rama. User add Rama. Now I want to create password for this user. Okay. Password to Rama. Now it is asking new password. Rama. Same password I'm giving here. New retype password. Right? Successfully updated. So once we create the user, if you want to switch that user, if you want to switch to that user, SU Rama. See here. I switch to this user, Rama user. If you want to come out from here, exit. Right? I came back to a root. Right? So, and also I want to give permissions to this Rama user. I want to give full permissions to Rama user. How can we give that? So here there is a file vi/etc/sudoers files, sudoer file. So in this, all the passwords will be, all the permissions will be available inside of this sudoers file. Enter. So go down here. Yeah. So here we have a root. Root is having full permissions. Okay. All. So the same permissions I want to give to Rama user. So for which what we will do? So we discussed already VI editor, right? So in VI editor, if you want to copy this entire line, what we will do?
YY.
YY, exactly. Shortcut is YY. So copy this entire line, for which hit YY 2 times. And if you want to paste this line, we can use P. Right? So same line we copied and pasted here. Now what we will do? So hit I. When I hit I, it will show you insert. Insert means once we switch to insert mode, we can modify this. Okay. Now we can remove this root user and we can give Rama user. Means what will happen here? Whatever permissions are available with root user, that permissions will be applied to Rama user also. Rama user also will get full permissions. Right? Escape, save and quit. Normally, when you modify sudoers file, if you want to save normally, it will not allow you to save. So now you can enter, you can test it. See here, what it is saying. It is not allowing to save this. So that is why we need to save forcefully. Shift colon WQ. W means save, Q means quit, right? And escalatory mark. If you want to save forcefully, we need to use escalatory mark. Okay, enter. Now this is saved. Fine. So the file is saved. Like this, if you want to create any users, you can create and you can apply permissions to the users. Okay, you can save the, once you apply that, you can save the file forcefully. Right? So this is the way we can modify the permissions. Now, yeah, still we have a few commands that when we work on Jenkins, when we work on Ansible, I'll show you that commands. Now some commands are there, important commands, which are like some dangerous commands are there. Dangerous commands which are like, we should not apply these commands in production environments. What are those? We'll try to understand. Okay, first one is halt. So this should not apply in production. So halt command, when you execute this halt command, what will happen? System immediately it will be down. Your system, your server will be down. So if you down your production server, what will happen? You will get some escalations. You will be pointed. Your name will be appear. Some logs will be generated on your name. Who shut down this server? Okay, we should not use this command in production servers. In test lab you can use, but production servers we don't. We should not use this. And also one more important command here is, so init 0. Init 0. So once you apply this, what will happen? The server power will be off. Power off. Simply we can say power off. Server will be down completely. Okay. Next one is init 6. Init 6. When you use this command, server will be rebooted. Okay. And next one is power off. Power off or init 0, both are same. So if you execute this command, power off command, your server will be powered off. Next one is reboot. When you execute this command, reboot and init 6 both are same. When you execute this command, your server will be rebooted. Next one is shutdown. So when you execute this command, your server will be shut down. Okay. So these commands are very dangerous commands in real projects. In real-time production servers, we should not apply these commands. Okay. And the next one is, if you want to get help on commands, for example, you don't know about ls command. What is ls command? I don't know. So if you want to get help from ls command, so man, just type man, give the command, whatever command you require, ls. Okay, so you will get help from ls. See here, name ls list directory contains. So these are the options, -a. If you give -a, what will happen? All, it will show you all. Capital A, -capital A, it will show you, yeah, some details here like this. Okay. So another detail, another, if you give author, it will show you like this, -b. Okay. So like this, it will show you all the details about your ls command. Okay. So whatever command you want to check, for example, so these are the details. Okay. So now, if you give man space man, see here. So it will show you all the details about your, what is man, it will show you completely. What is man, it will show you completely. What are the options available, what are the things available, everything will be shown here. Okay. And pwd, if you want to check password help, okay, it will show you password help. Control Z, man pwd. See here, it will show you password help. Like this, whatever command you want to learn. So what are the options available with the command? You can use man space command name. It will show you details about the command. Okay, and also still we have some. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to check any mount paths, what are the drives available? What are the mounts available? So why where the mounts are configured? Okay. So if you want to check mount paths, df-h. df-h, it will show you mount paths. Whatever mount paths are available, it will show you like this. /dev. Dev means device. Okay. So run, groups, users. So whatever mount paths are available, it will show you like this. Mounts. Okay, like this you can check, and I'll provide you some documentation today about Linux. Okay, you can go through all the documentation. So nearly 40 comments are there in that, so you can practice once. Okay, so while working on DevOps, okay, these 40 comments will help you to execute. So we need to know that comments, how to execute. So while working on the DevOps tools, we should not go back and verify that comments. Okay. So because it should be handy, we need to remember that comments. Okay, while working on DevOps. Any other comments? Yeah, history command. If you check history, if you type history, it will show you all the comments, whatever comments we executed since yesterday. Okay, so it will show you all the comments like this. Fine. So I'll share the documentation today, Linux documentation. You can execute once, create one Linux mission, and you can execute so that you will understand. Yeah, go ahead, please. Someone talking something.
Sir, I have a simple question here. Like, see, for you, root at Linux server, and you have that symbol, right? For me, the symbol is not showing. I have only EC2 user. How do I get that symbol?
Hash symbol, right?
No. Next to the Linux server, there is that inverted S, right? How do I get that? Because for me, it shows EC2 user. I'm not getting that.
Yeah. So once you switch to this root user, sudo space su space hyphen. By the time it will show like this hash symbol, and like this it will show.
Sir, that is home directory, right? That means, so what is the difference between home directory and root directory?
Yeah, we discussed already folder structure in first session. So root and home. So just go through that. Okay. A root means normally what will happen? In first session we'll discuss, right? We discussed home. Home means what will be available in the home. In folder structure we discussed what is root, what is home.
In Linux first session.
In Linux first session, so we discussed about some folder structure. So by the time /root, what is /root, what is /home, we discussed. /root means it is home directory for root user, means super user. Root user means super user. It provides working environment for a root user. So like in Windows, normally what C column, documents and settings, administrator. That folder we can compare with root. So home directory means /home means it is home directory for other users. It provides working environment for other users other than root users. Okay, /root/home. Fine. In the first session, we discussed this folder structure. So in /opt, what are the things available? /etc, what are the things available? /bin, /sbin. These are the folder structures we discussed in first session. So just go through that. So you will understand what are the things available, what are the differences between folder structures, you will understand.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Yeah,
ఇది
go ahead.
పర్మిషన్స్ గురించి కొంచెం క్లియర్ చెప్తారా? ఇన్ కేస్ ఆ పర్మిషన్స్ ఇస్తే ఎలా, ఇవ్వకపోతే ఎలా? కెన్ యూ షో us?
Yeah, so basically file permissions normally. So when you, for example, you created some files. So you shared in, you copied in share folder, but you want to apply some permissions to that. By the time, so using absolute method or normal, this normal method, we can apply for some permissions. Okay, so you want to give read-only permissions to team members. By the time, what we will do, we give 4 chmod 444 you can give and file name. So by the time, what will happen, it will be applied to the file. It will be the read-only permissions to apply to the file, and people who are accessing that file, they can read the file. They cannot edit the file, they cannot delete the file, they cannot modify the file. So normally in share folder, we copy some files, important files in projects. By the time, if you want to restrict that, if you want to give some permissions, okay, you can apply these permissions in absolute method or normal method. RWX you can give, or else absolute method also you can use. In real-time scenarios, normally when we share any files, further files, we apply permissions.
Sir, can you show us again how to create a file, please?
How to create a file?
Yeah.
Okay, we can use touch command, cat command. Okay, just I'll show you. Touch file name. So for example, touch Ansible. So like this, if you check this ls, Ansible file is there. Also we can use vi also, vi file name, vi and Terraform. Okay, so you add something here instead of this file. So go to insert mode. Just file something, escape, save and quit. Now if you check ls here, see here, Terraform file is there. Also you can use cat also, cat command also you can use. Cat touch vi, anything you can use. Fine. So we stop here for today. So from tomorrow, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
So as you said, so we cannot edit the the content if you don't have right permission, right? What about
Yes,
that execute?
Correct. Normally,
and
when you apply
while
read-only
writing the content. Yeah, please. And while another doubt is, see, while writing the content using cat command, how to edit that content? If I want to edit the content, how to edit? I'm unable to edit once I enter. So how to edit that?
Greater than. That also we discussed already. So once you create the file.
I mean, for example, if I write something and I enter అది execute అయిపోతుంది, దాన్ని edit చేయాలంటే ఎలా మళ్ళీ?
VI usage.
దాన్ని correct చేయాలంటే
you can use VI. VI also you can use. VI editor.
VI editor.
You can open in the already content is there. You want to edit that, right?
And I've written something, but I want to edit that. And maybe if there is any mistakes, I want to edit that. So how to edit that content? And then try చేసి అన్నది అవ్వట్లేదు. So once I enter
VI Terraform. There is a content. Okay, go to insert mode. You can edit this. You can add something here, or you can remove this, escape, save and quit, like this. In VI editor,
Okay.
you can open and you can customize it.
Yes. It is not possible by like now while using cat, right? Cat command.
Cat
Only
command,
when
if you want to append, you can use that. If you want to append something, you can use that.
yeah. So we can't edit while using cat, right?
Yeah. And so,
Sir?
yeah.
Commands change time to time, like Ansible command change or not?
Ansible command. Can you come
While
again?
updating Ansible command, some showing that Ansible command has changed.
Yeah. So sometimes what will happen? Some commands will be changed. By the time Ansible itself, they will provide new commands. Ansible or Jenkins, whatever. So by the time while executing that previous command, it will show you new command. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, execute command
So,
చెప్పండి.
sorry, execute command. So execute means, for example, I want to execute some command. So here, if I want to execute ls command, so like this, any command you can execute. Okay. So we stop here for today. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll start working on DevOps. Okay. Tomorrow I will see the flow, CI/CD flow. What is CI/CD flow? How it would be, and where we use all the tools in the CI/CD. Okay. So why the CI/CD is important? So we'll see tomorrow. So day after tomorrow, we'll start working on Git. Okay, one by one, tools will start from day after tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow's session also very, very important. So you need to understand the flow first before going to tools. Okay, fine. So we stop here for today. So tomorrow we'll start working on DevOps. Fine. Thank you all.
Thank you.